They aren't sending me to a conflict area." What Mother hadn't known was that Anna wouldn't mind physical suffering. It would be much easier to endure than the emotional turmoil she faced every day. No, whatever this war held for her, Anna would much rather be near the Tolvajärvi battlefront in the deepest winter than walking through Santa Monica, seeing the palm tree beneath which Pete had first kissed her. As Anna waited in the short line to get off the train, her mother's words repeated in her mind. "Perhaps I am a little crazy, but I had to get away." Arctic weather, soldiers with powerful stories to tell, a foreign landscape, it would all help distract her from the bitter breakup she'd gone through the night before Thanksgiving. The humiliation of that evening still stung. "The humiliation part was your own fault," she chided herself. In her defense, she'd thought Pete was going to propose that night 3 weeks ago, a lifetime ago. When he'd arrived at her parents' home to pick her up for their usual Friday date, his surprised expression said that he hadn't remembered her parents offering to have him over for dinner, not until he saw them standing in the dining room beside an elaborately set table. He'd leaned in and whispered, "Anna, there's something important we need to discuss. Can we go somewhere private?" "Of course, darling," Anna had said, her heart speeding up at the prospect of wearing Pete's ring. "Come meet my parents first." Like a silly schoolgirl, she'd blushed with anticipation as she'd led him to the dining room and introduced Pete to her mother and father. Looking back, Anna remembered Pete looking a bit pale. Turned out that Pete was nervous, just not for the reason Anna assumed. Throughout dinner, he'd remained uncharacteristically quiet, even when Anna hinted that he broached the topic on his mind. "So, what's the important thing you wanted to discuss?" she asked as she buttered a roll. She sent her mother a smile. They both just knew it would happen tonight. Pete swallowed a bite of meatloaf, his eyes moving nervously from Anna to her father, to her mother. He cleared his throat uncomfortably. "Could we speak alone?" Anna set down the roll and patted his arm playfully. "Come now, Pete," she said, in hopes of easing his jitters. "If you have something important to say, you can say it in front of my family. They'll be your family soon, too." He pushed away from the table, placed his cloth napkin beside his plate, and stood. Anna licked her lips and clasped her hands, ready to say yes. I need to go." Pete headed for the front door. "What?" Anna said, her voice going up an octave as she flew to her feet. Pete's step paused, and he turned around, but he avoided her eyes, and father's and mother's, seeming unable to find a place to look until he settled on the rug. "I came to say goodbye, Anna. I'm not ready to be tied down." His eyes met hers briefly. "I'm sorry." His cheeks had spots of pink on them. Their gaze held, and she sensed pain and regret in his before he looked away, muttered, "Excuse me," to her parents, and strode away. The front door shut hard behind him as if he couldn't wait to escape. Now Anna stood in a train car with support staff for a battlefront, a world away from that dining room. How could she have been so foolish as to think he cared about her, was about to propose to her? "You came here to forget. Stop thinking of him." She hefted her suitcase and clutched her purse, making sure that her notepad and pencil were easily accessible. One never knew when one would find a golden nugget worthy of reporting. Along with the other passengers, she shuffled closer to the exit and peered outside, but found almost total darkness, save for a few lamps and the light of the full moon reflecting off the snow. What time was it again? She checked her wristwatch, tilting it toward the light inside the car. 10 o'clock at night. Of course it was dark. She'd heard of Finnish winters, how the days had only a few hours of sunlight. She looked forward to seeing that for herself tomorrow. A plane buzzed in the sky overhead. For a moment, everyone in her car stopped moving and held their breath. A secretary, 2 nurses, a few soldiers, and others all frozen as one.